So last time I worked on this car doing a full engine service and got that rocker box cover all completely done in silver and made this one look lovely. There is just that cold start issue that I'm going to be attending to. When I was working on this car last, just a few days ago, Chris was in paradise in Amsterdam sightseeing with his girlfriend. Yeah. And he has come back, look at his eyes, with the worst lurgy. Yeah. And although there's going to be a doctor in the comments that says I can't catch it from you, I'm not taking any chances.
No, I don't blame you, Rob. Keep your distance.
I'm going to stay back. You have been bad for 3 days.
Well, I've had 2 days off, haven't I? I've done absolutely zero, nothing. And I said to you, didn't I, a couple of days ago, I said, oh, I'll be in tomorrow.
Yeah.
Tomorrow come the next day. And I've only really come in so we can crack on with this.
Yeah. You was fine until you got in an aeroplane.
Well,
the mixed air con, that's what that is, isn't it? Going around everyone and you've picked something up. But we do want to press on with this, even though I said to Chris, don't bother about it. We just won't put a video out. And he said, no, I want to get on with it. Now, we all know I definitely can't weld. And if I did, it'd probably look 3 times worse and there'd be a great big hole there where I'd end up wrecking it.
It doesn't actually look that severe,
It doesn't. It looks like it's got a couple of pinholes in it.
Yeah, and that's I think that's a join there, isn't it?
Yeah. Once you clean that up,
once
you clean that up, it'll reveal exactly what it needs.
Yeah, and I shall cut the piece out, make a new piece, set it in there.
Yeah?
Yeah, weld it in, yeah.
Right, we want to crack on then, mate, don't we?
All right, mate.
Let's try and get this one done. I need to go and get a colour match. And I don't think, hopefully, if it is just
black,
it's grey, but if it is just down there, we can paint that whole section so that we ain't got to blend it, and it'll probably look quite nice, won't it?
Yeah.
Right, anyway, enough waffle. Let's get straight on this one. It is absolutely loved and adored in the comment section, this car. Everyone really does like it, and apparently I like it the most. Let's crack on. I know I say blink and you'll miss it, but Chris made short work of putting the pads underneath. Straight up in the air. It's lovely working on this ramp. You've got no posts in the way, and this little repair would have been exactly where the post is on the lift, so would have made it a little bit awkward. But I think he's in there with a little finger grinder, just cleaned it up, scraped away any loose that's there, so it's got like a protection over it, an original underseal, so to speak, or seam sealer. He gets that out of the way, grinds it up, sticks the plate in, and then straight over it with some weld. Well, I'm going to be honest, I expected that to be a little bit worse once you cleaned it up. But
it wasn't.
It's just nothing there.
No.
So, repair done. But now we need to replicate a little piece of this. And I said to Chris earlier, we want to try not to paint this part, obviously, even though it is slightly damaged. That's the part we want to concentrate on, but to get that to match is going to be difficult as well. So we both agreed, didn't we? We're going to backmask this here and paint that whole bottom section. Now I went off and got Chris a selection now because I didn't really know what to get. So I've got just some satin black, and I've got a Schutz underbody, and I also got stone chip shield because it is actually grey, and you're going to go with that.
Yeah, give it a go.
And I think if you do that side and it looks good, we'll do the other side.
That's right. That was the size of the little piece of plate.
Is that all it was?
And you'll see in that bit of time lapse, Rob, when you watch it back. I just held it in place with the magnet.
Yeah.
Tacked it in place and then fully welded it. So,
mate, perfect.
Yeah.
So we're going to get on with that at the moment, but I just want to quickly show you about yesterday what happened to me when I popped home for lunch. If you follow me on Instagram, you guys will already know that. For those of you that don't, I'm just going to step outside and...
I'm going to keep a bit of distance.
Yeah, you coming out, are you?
Yeah, I'll come out.
Right, let's pop outside. So I don't know if anyone knows, but last year I reversed my van into a tree outside the vets, wasn't it? And I put a dent in my back door. And then somebody reversed into it and put a dent in the driver's door, so I had it all repaired. I popped home yesterday for lunch, and on my way back here, some lady pulled out of a junction, and the car on the left was blocking her view to the left, and the car coming from the right flashed her to come out, and she did come out. And unfortunately, she come out onto me, and
that's a shame, isn't it?
Absolutely devastated. anyone that's been watching the channel knows that I bought this van off of David from David Val Engineering. David watches the channel and he always messages, Rob, I can't believe you still got my van. And I love this van. It is auto, it's twin side loader, it's got the most ice cold air conditioning, and that is down to the bulkhead that it's got.
Wonder if anyone remembers the van you had before. Can I say guesses in the comments?
Oh, but, sorry mate, yeah. So in this one, from new, David had this bulkhead put in it. So the aircon in this van is ice cold. The door still opens, but it has, literally you can see where I was still going along. It's done the wheel trim, it's done it there, it's done it there. These are all scratches. The door's not dented in. I don't even, is that a dent there, Chris?
Bit,
little tiny dent. And then Chris said all of that there on this hill will actually probably wipe off.
But it's an insurance job.
It's an insurance, so it's with them now. I am hoping and praying, and I actually almost begged them, please don't write my van off. I just want it fixed. So I've actually got a couple of people to do quotes for it. So fingers crossed, keep your fingers crossed for me. We'll have the van back in action very, very soon. But
looks like you're using a Ranger then, mate.
I am using the Ford Ranger at the moment. I'm going to have to. So yeah, poor van. Anyway, back to the job in hand. So with that done, of course, it is now time. He's just dotting on there some seam sealer, trying to get the exact same effect. Masking it up, we're going to leave that overnight, and then of course once that's done, hit it with some paint. So a little bit of primer over the top, we'll let it completely go off, and then he'll do the whole thing one colour, and he's going to do the other side so that it completely matches. I don't actually think there's another one of these cars probably out there that ain't had a bit of welding done to it.
Possibly, yeah.
And this one is part of that club now.
Yeah.
But you didn't end up going with the grey one.
No, it was chalk and cheese.
Colour was miles out. So what have you actually put on there?
Black, yeah.
Just the black, and you can see it actually matches quite nice, doesn't it?
Yeah, I think when it's on the floor, Rob, you're not going to really.
So the repair's there, and you can see it's slightly raised a little bit more. It needs to weather in slightly, but I think unless you're really looking for it, you'd never know, would you?
I primed it, seam sealed it, and then kind of stipple affected the seam sealer. So,
mate, once it's
just
down,
try and blend it in a bit.
Yeah, once it's down on the floor, shortly, you're not going to see it anyway, are you? I did mention this in the last video, how clean it was up under these arches after they'd jet washed it out. Obviously, they couldn't get to this bit here, but genuinely, look how nice that car is up under the arches. It really is nice. All down there, look, it's all very, very nice. All of this in here is all still solid. I'm going to keep trying to sell this car. It is a lovely, lovely car. Anyway, Chris.
If that was a tin top, that shell alone would probably be worth more than...
a small fortune.
More than we'd be selling the car for.
Yeah.
Wouldn't it?
Yeah, definitely.
A shell in that condition,
yeah,
you just don't find them anymore,
you don't.
do you?
I mean, I showed in the boot in the first video when I done the fuel cut-off, and it is exceptional in there. Yeah. It's exceptional under the bonnet for a H-Reg car. There was a lot of, you didn't read the comments, but there was a lot of mixed comments on this one, and people were saying it's an import, which we know it is. It was imported when it was quite new.
Do we think Channel Islands?
People were saying it was a bit of a fiddle where they'd send them off to there and put them down as hire cars, then ship them back to the UK, and then they was tax-free. Yeah. And they was a lot cheaper, and apparently it used to happen quite a lot.
Yeah, because there was quite a lot back then of like unrecorded, when recorded came about for salvage. Yeah. There was quite a lot of unrecorded stuff, and it came from the Channel Islands.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was a guy up near Gatwick used to sell a lot of it.
Was there? Yeah. Right, I guess we'll let Chris get this one back down, and you're going to do the other side to match. Yeah. That paint colour, just so yeah. So he'll do the other side, and then I'm going to try and get this booked in for an MOT, but I do want to go right over it again first underneath. So yeah, let's do that. So there will not be a great deal to see on this particular CarVertical report, but of course it still does come up on there. 1992 Ford with the chassis number, and all of the important stuff is clearly shown there. So odometer is all green and looks fine. Financial and legal, all there and looks fine. and damage there all looks fine as well. Like I say, there is not going to be a great deal on there, and that is purely down to the fact this car has been off the road for so long. So it has actually been off the road now for best part of 15 years. So here is just literally a demonstration one from CarVertical, and it is an Audi A4, and you can see as soon as you scroll down there is nothing green there. It is all highlighted there in yellow, and there it says needs attention. So if you're running your CarVertical check, straight away if you see one of the yellow marks, that is a telltale that there is an issue, and you can actually click straight on that yellow mark and it will go more in depth and tell you what the situation is with that particular vehicle that you're checking. I want to thank CarVertical for the continued support doing these checks on the Salvage Rebuilds channel. To benefit from a nice little discount off your check, use that code that's been displayed up on screen throughout this check from any browser, or just hit the link in the description and it will automatically divert you to your check and include your discount. So on to that cold start, but I want you to put it in the comment section right now. Where are we going with this car? What are we doing with this car? So Chris is going to remove that little cold start valve, actually take it apart and spray it up with some carb cleaner just to see if it can get it moving, make sure that there's no issues with it, and as long as there's not and it just does want to clean out, we can stick it back on and hopefully that should be fine. I did clean out quite a lot of it when I did the service, so I've got my fingers crossed that there's really not going to be a lot wrong with it, and I'm hoping that there's not. Actually don't think it's getting enough recognition, this one, Chris.
You like it, don't you?
It's not being shared enough. It's not. No, hit that share button, guys. It's completely free and you can hit it now while you're watching this video. Look at that little car. Chris had it up in the air. He's completely done that seal now, and I think you would agree he's done a cracking job of that as usual. And you had a quick look while I run out and got some more petrol for it, like all the bushes and rubbers and all that underneath.
Yeah.
Quite happy with them?
Yeah, I mean, you can see there's a bit of sign of age, but you know, you said to me about you thought they all look cracked.
Yeah.
I actually don't think they're cracked at all. What some of that is I'm not sure if it's like Waxhole or like an agent they use when in the manufacturing process.
Yeah.
There's almost like a coating on those like rubber silent block bush, and when you wipe it really hard with like a bit of thinners on a rag,
yeah,
it comes off.
I take it you've tested a patch.
I did.
Oh right, yeah. Okay.
So I think that's what it is.
It's going to be fine, isn't it?
Yeah, but obviously you're taking for MOT. If there's any excessive play in any bushes, then we'll fail. Address that when you come back. But no, I think you know.
I've got my fingers crossed. This is going to be all right.
I think it's going to be all right.
I don't think that windscreen's an issue. It's not in the driver's view. There is a little bit of misting at the bottom of the screen. I'm going to stick the tray plates in it properly in a minute, and I'm going to take it exactly like that. I'm going to leave that roof down.
Yeah, definitely.
It's the hottest day of the year today.
It is, yeah.
I'm probably going to cook. Right, let's get it to an MOT then, mate, and we'll see how we get on. Yeah. But new tyres, new wiper blades, no damage on the chassis, no rot. I think we're in with a good chance.
Yeah.
It's just I'm gonna have to give it a bit of an Italian tune-up on the way to get it through emissions, because it's been sat for quite some time.
Right, that's right.
Right, let's get it there and see how we get on. So I was just about to go off for MOT here, and I thought we need a jukebox in there. Now we've got a nice one on the shelf that come out of a previous car, but it is time to remove this one, and you will see I've put ear protection on there, and you're going to think, why on earth have you put ear protection on to remove a radio? Well, this had a Volkswagen radio in it, and me and Chris were absolutely miffed. When I started to pull on it to get it out, the alarm on the stereo started to go off. It still went off, so I hit it with an hammer. I'll include a picture now. That's quite some drive over here. I was actually stuck in traffic, and this took me best part of 40 minutes to get here. But the little car did not skip a beat, didn't overheat. Temperature got just over halfway, the fan cut in, brought it right back down to just over a quarter, so quite happy with it. I guess we'll pick up when he comes out and we'll see how we get on, but the little car drives lovely. Bit of scuttle shake with the roof down, but they was always like that back in the day. I'm going to stay sat here in the shade and let him get on with the test. So chuffed with this little car, and it now has a year's MOT. It really is a nice car. Do you know, I just knew, Chris, as soon as I left, it was going to go for a test.
Yeah.
I did. It starts, stops and brakes lovely. It still does have that little cold start issue, even though you cleaned it all out. Chris had the cold start module off.
Yeah.
He's cleaned it all out. But once you do...
It's a little solenoid, isn't it?
Yeah. Once you start it, it'll cut out, start it, cut out, start it again, and it stays up and running.
Yeah.
So I think it's getting better and better the more you run the car. And that's probably what it is, just where it's been sat around. But yeah, the little car is now all MOT'd, and you can jump in that car now, where you can, and actually...
I think those panels in black look fine, Rob.
Do you know what, Chris? Unless you tell people that they're in black,
that's
how are you going to tell? Look through that camera.
Yeah, that's right.
They look exactly the same colour.
Yeah.
You've done a cracking job there on them. So obviously the scab was the other side, but Chris matched it and done this side as well, just so that if there was any discrepancies...
There was a couple of little flaky bits, Rob. So
was there?
I did Stanley knife them back.
Oh, okay.
Just, yeah, that was... But yeah, this, I mean, that almost looks undisturbed, doesn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely fantastic. Everyone liked it down at the MOT place as well. Quite a lot of people come over and had a look in it and said, brought back quite a lot of memories.
Yeah.
And the roof all works lovely, like you say. Once you taught me how to use it, pull the handbrake up a click, Rob.
That's it, mate.
All of the windows are working. And it is, overall, it is a lovely, fantastic little car. And I think the only really... I mean, that's quite common. It always was, wasn't it? You put a little bit of weight on there and they used to go, so that wants a bit of attention. Mate, apart from that, I think now we need to go inside and explain exactly what we're doing with this, because I've been asking in the comments section for the last 3 videos, what shall we do with this car? And I think after this morning, me and you have decided exactly where we're going to go with this car. So let's get inside and tell you guys. I don't know how many videos I've actually said this in there, but I am still trying to stay away from Chris a little bit, because he has got the lurgy. So
getting over it now.
He's getting over it, but he's at that stage where it is all coming out, and I definitely don't want to catch it. So we have decided, regardless of where we're going to go with it, we need to do the numbers, really. So I received an email from a chap, and like he said, Rob, it's my dad's. I've had a look on eBay, the prices are all over the place, it's been off the road for so many years, blah, blah, blah. I want 500 quid for it. And I said, yeah, we'll have it.
Yeah.
And I thought that was, we took a chance. It was a non-runner. We didn't know what it was like underneath. He just said, it's a nice car.
We wasn't expecting it to be
that nice, definitely not.
To be fair.
Mate, I'm not trying to talk it down. No, I paid what he asked for it.
That's right, but you know.
Yeah, so go, mate.
Right, so we've got a purchase price there, as you've just said, Rob, £500. Transport was £300.
Yep, quite a long way.
In no particular order, again here I've written this down, but tyres, whole new set you put on it.
4 tyres, yeah.
4 tyres, £280. Then we've got water pump and timing belt from one of the factors was £160. And then we've got filters, oil, plugs from a different factor was £91.81. Then we got the
Sorry, probably worth mentioning, I do actually still shop around.
Yeah, you have to, don't you?
The first factors I ordered the oil filter, fuel filter and the air filter from. I asked for a price on a timing belt kit and it was about £196. So I went round the corner and got
That's
it
right. That's the name
with a lump off.
That is the name of the game.
That is the name of the game.
Rocker box cover, now you had that sandblasted and powder coated, didn't you?
Yeah.
£40.
McNeely Browns.
Yeah. Exhaust rubbers, £9. Fuel, £25. Valet, £25. MOT, £50. Radio, £50. Radio aerial adapter, £4.29. And then I've just put on here paint and materials for, you went and bought a couple of Ratley cans.
Yeah.
I've put £20 down for paint and materials. And that gives us a grand total of £1,555, 10 pence.
What a cracking car for the money.
Yeah.
Really cracking.
Yeah.
I'm just going to bring up the attention about the radio. We had that radio and it previously come out of a car that we got rid of to reclaim it. But if we had to go and buy that radio, it was a £50 radio on the shelf.
Yeah.
So we put £50 in there for it. Now, the comment section. Raffle that car, auction that car, sell that car to me, I must have that car. I always say, if you want to buy one of our cars, first of all, you need to be following us on Instagram at Salvage Rebuilds. Yeah. That's a must, because we list everything that we do sell on there for sale. We are not going to put that car on Instagram. We had a bit of a chat this morning. We've been through the comments, we've been keeping an eye on them. And we did this once before, and it was a lovely video, and everyone really enjoyed it. And everybody who hasn't got Instagram got a chance to buy it.
I did.
So roll, mate, what are we doing? Do you want your bit of paper?
In a few weeks' time is the Hobbs Parker at Ashford Summer Classic Car Auction.
Yep.
Which we have covered a couple of times, I think.
Yeah, previously, yeah.
Yeah, we've so that is, we've spoke to James. So viewing days for that auction are from Monday the 7th of July.
So next month.
And you can view all the cars there, or the 7th, the 8th, the 9th, and then the auction starts on the Thursday the 10th. I think that's what he said.
Yeah.
But we're going to put a link in the description.
Yep, for Hobbs Parker.
For Hobbs Parker for the auction, and also there's a process where you pre-register for that auction.
Yeah.
But we put the landline, so James did say
you can ring up.
You can ring up and do it over the phone.
Yeah, do it over the phone.
And the car will be in that auction as advertised. We'll send him some photos, won't we?
We're going to send him some photos today, and that will be up on the website straight away. But as from the 7th, you can go there, view that car and look at it. One thing, I haven't even discussed this with Chris, but we are going to put a little reserve on that. And the reason we're going to put a reserve on it is because only a small reserve to cover ourselves. But if it didn't meet that reserve, I know a lot of you said, Rob, you want that car. At the moment, I'm in the middle of moving house. I'm trying to put all my money together because I need it for this new house. So I could do without another car at the moment. Even though I've got the dream garage coming to keep it in, I can't really afford it at the moment. But if it doesn't meet that reserve, I will find a way of affording it, and I'll be keeping it. But I told James the reserve.
You'll be writing an IOU to the company.
I will, but I told James the reserve, and to be honest, he laughed.
He did, yes.
He laughed. So it's a very, very reasonable reserve, and I think you're all going to really like the fact that we've put it through an auction, because so many of you asked, and for this one time, if you haven't got Instagram, you have got your option there to buy this car.
That's right.
So I think it's a winner all round. It's a lovely car. It's going to find a lovely home. It's a rolling resto. It wants a roof, but the mohair black roof for that car is $350, and they're easy to change.
Yeah.
It's going to want a bit of paintwork, but would you bother? I wouldn't.
No.
I'll use it like that because it ain't rusty. It ain't got no scabs all over it. No. It is I'm trying to sell it to myself here, and I'm trying to.
You've sold it, mate.
I have sold it to myself, haven't I? That's the end of the video and the end of the series on the Ford Escort. Don't forget, if you've got something like that, or your uncle, your granddad, your dad has got something like that hiding in a garage, we will always be interested in trying to buy it off you.
I can't stop smiling because of what's behind the camera.
You have got probably, in my opinion, and definitely Chris's opinion as well, I'm going to speak for him, one of the most cracking videos we've done.
Yeah. Is that engine in?
No, but I will spin it round in a minute. But you got something really nice to look forward to on Wednesday, and that is about as much as you're going to see of it. So we got that upcoming, mate, haven't we? Yeah. That's going to be quite a good one. Yeah. But yeah, I'm waffling on now. I've got no joke for you, so no joke, unfortunately. No. Again, that's the end of the series. If you want to bid on that car, get down there, get registered, ring James up at Hobbs Parker, Ashford Car Auction, get yourself registered and try and buy that little car off of us. Don't forget, like, subscribe, hit the share button, and we'll look forward to seeing you on Wednesday in the next one. I've noticed in the comments, quite a lot of people say you sound like an owl.
Who?